In this next video about working with the pen tool and getting the hang of it, we're going to play mostly with rotation, both for shapes and for lines. So we're going to start here. Just like in the previous video, blue represents a starting point and green represents when we're going to modify something to end up in that position or looking that way. So starting with my pen, let's see, so about there for the starting point, holding shifts, about there, right? So that works pretty well. I can press escape to stop drawing. Now I can do the pen again and I can click, and I could go right here, right? I know where that angle is right now, but I know where that angle is because I've already drawn it. This line here is the midpoint between here and here. So this is 0 degrees, 90 degrees, this is at like 45 degrees, so this is 22.5. And getting that absolutely exact and precise is not so easy. If we hold shift, we do get perfect 0 or perfect 90 or perfect 45, but we don't get in between the two. So how do we deal with that? So first, I'm going to go ahead and draw this line here to 45. The other thing is it can also be tricky to make sure that your lines are all the exact same length, right? So now I can press escape to stop drawing. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy and paste these lines to use them again and again. This allows me to make sure they're the exact same length, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to change the rotation. So if I copy and I paste, let's see, this one's not quite there. Is that right? That looks pretty good. So put this one right on top of the other, and then underneath Format, I'm going to go to Arrange, and here's where I can type an exact amount. A couple things we can do. Let's not worry about these weird spots first. Let's go to the easy ones. So if I want to go from here over there, that would be 180, right? But if I type that, we don't see any change because it's actually rotating it around the middle of this shape. So it did rotate, we just can't tell. So I can just drag it over there and that's okay. This little yellow guiding line is to help me know that I am aligned with my other object over there. So that's nice. So that looks pretty good. Maybe something like that. I'm going to copy and paste. Actually, I don't need to copy. I just need to paste again, right? Because it's on the clipboard. So Command V. And now I go to Format again. This down one is pretty easy, right? That's 90. So if I type that in, notice it's intersecting with this other line right in the middle, right? Because like I had said a moment ago, it's rotating around the center point of the object. So I can drag this down here now. And that looks decent. We can paste again. We're on this line here, right? And if I want this over here, that would be 45, right? So a 45-degree angle. So then I can put that, let's see, use my arrow keys to make it line up nicely. And then I need these two. Now, if I want half of this, right, half of 45, then that would be 22.5. So paste again, 22.5. The issue is the angle is wrong, right? This is perfect for over here, but it's not perfect for over there. So what I actually want is a negative 22.5. I want 360 minus 22.5. And I could try to figure that out, or I can just type negative, and it will do the calculation for me. All right. And one more. Okay. I'm getting a little tired of opening and closing this each time, so I'm just going to make my window a little bigger. So if the other one was negative 22.5, and here's 45, right? So I need 45 plus 22.5 to go there. So this plus 45 should be 67. And if I did that right, there we go. It should line up perfectly. Okay, now the other thing that I did was I have different thicknesses on these lines. I was using that sort of to remember which order I wanted to do the lines in, but I can also make them different thicknesses. So I think I did this one first. So if I go to Style, I can increase the thickness or the weight of that. And then this one next. I think I did each one 2 points thicker than the previous. So 8. And then I think I did this one 10, and this should be then 12. Okay, so now we could do the same thing here that we did with the other one, right? Or we can draw a shape. So I'm going to draw a shape instead and actually use this as a square that I turn into these rotated rectangles. Although actually I guess I made this look like a rectangle first. That's okay. I can start with the rectangle. So there's a lot of overlapping here. This blue shape does actually start here. So I'm going to start there, hold shift, go there, go there, go there, and there. That looks pretty straight that time. I think I got that right the first time. I'll go ahead and make it black. Now I'm going to copy and paste just like before. Command C, Command V, right? So now I'm going to put this next one over here, right? I could do 180, but what's the point? It's just going to be the exact same anyways, except this side is going to be over there. But since the bar doesn't look any different, no point. So Command V again, and this time we'll change this to 90, right? That gives us that one right there. Command V again. This one needs to be 45 to go here. And then this one needs to be negative 45, right? There we go. And then this one was negative 22.5, 22.5. And then this last one is the one that requires a little bit of math. So negative 22.5 plus 45, or minus 45. So then we get negative 67.5, right? Perfect. Okay, so we did a bar graph before, but I'm going to do this one a different way. I'm going to use sort of the techniques that I showed in the pin tool rotation to make this one instead. So I'm not going to make squares. Instead, I'm just going to make lines. So we'll start here, and then we'll hold shift to get a perfectly straight line. Try to get this in the middle-ish of those two, and then this one over here. Right, so this one was black in my original. Let's hit escape to get rid of that. And so let's do the same. So I can increase the width until it looks right. Something like that. Maybe I need this point to be a little bit higher. Double click to be able to modify the point. All right, and now these are also just going to be straight lines that are very thick. So I'll grab my pen, start at the bottom, hold shift to get a perfectly straight line, end at the top, press escape. Let's see. We made this one. I don't remember which colors we made. It doesn't really matter. We'll start with blue. And maybe, what? Maybe 25? Nope. 35. 45. That looks pretty close. Is it 50? We'll make it 50. 50 is a nice round number. And I can copy and paste. Right? It has the same property already, the same 50 value, so I just need to make it taller, right? It kind of snaps along that same axis as long as I don't get my mouse too far off. So now I can just drag it to where it needs to be. And I can click here to change the color. And then paste again. Drag it up to the top. Change the color. One more. Drag it up to the top. Not that quite high. You're getting too high. I wanted to snap higher than I wanted to go, so that's not very nice. How to modify that? Make editable. There we go. Now I can click here. So I just right-clicked to bring that menu up, and now I can click on the point and modify it very specifically using my arrow keys. So I just need to change this color to a color I haven't used yet, so we'll go with yellow. There we go. Maybe over a tad. There we go. Looks good. And now we're going to do one more, creating an image. We're going to make an envelope. So I'm going to start with making a square. Oh, I didn't hold shift. Let's try this again. Start here, hold shift, go there, hold shift, go there. I'm just holding shift the whole time. I'm not like letting go and re-clicking. And there we go. That's, oh, it was so close. All right, did it actually? Did it finish it? Oh, it's almost. They're not quite connected. See how it's not quite connected? I think I'm going to have to redraw it. That's okay. We'll try again. Start here, hold shift, go there, still holding shift, one more, and then I'm going to let go and click on my starting point. And we can see it's not quite perfect, but I can click that point, right, and I can modify it to look lined up. There we go, that looks nice. So now I want these lines. I could fill it first, but then I won't have that line to sort of guide me where it goes. So I'm going to draw this line next. So I will click here, and then try to get in the middle, and click there, and try to get in the middle, and then I can press escape. And for right now, let's make this color, I don't know, doesn't matter, green maybe. Now clicking on this big square, I'm going to create a fill of maybe dark gray, and then I can click on this line, and let's turn this line back to white, and now I can increase the width until I think it looks pretty good to me. Although we can see that it's being cut off a little bit, so I do need to make editable this line, and then grab these points and move them up a little bit higher. Maybe around there. I think that looks pretty good. And now we have that envelope shape that we had before. There are other ways to do this, but hopefully you're using the tools and it's helping you get the hang of it.